Okay, so now we're going to take a look at this article that I found online. So basically, it's headlined The Best Age to Start Your Own Business, which is 46, according to this article, with 4 in 10 British people dreaming of taking the plunge. Now, that's quite interesting to see. According to this article, it's saying that a lot of people prefer to, start a business or get to a stage where they can start a business around about 46, which is pretty much middle aged. Now, contrary to the, stuff that you see online, Instagram influencers, TikTok influencers, this and that, your bog standard 18, 19, 20-year olds. Actually, according to this article, most people are starting businesses relatively at a later stage in life. And on here it says 46. And that's according to a poll of 2,000 adults. And around about 16% said that they were daydreaming about being their own boss, which is quite interesting, really. So if you look here, so let's go into this article. It says, and a whopping 84% admire those who have started up their own independent enterprise, citing their drive, passion, and creativity as admirable attributes. Right, okay, so let's break that down. So it's talking about, a large percentage of people actually appreciating that, people have got the courage, they've got the ability to start their own thing, their own little side hustle, business, enterprise, whatever it might be. And I'm probably guessing a lot. Well, some of those people might be envisaging themselves, or they might aspire to be like that. And that's possibly why they've got that admiration. And it might be something like, they understand that the economy and the world that we live in today, regardless of where you might be, because this article in itself is pretty much, it could even be anywhere in the world, in the Western world, for example, like USA, where I'm guessing a lot of people are in a similar kind of boat, or they have a similar kind of idea where they want to, start up something or do something or aspire to do something, which is quite interesting. I mean, I had business experience at a younger age, but, starting a proper business, it wasn't until I was into my 30s, I think, where I had a proper business that I could call a business, right? And it just goes to show that a lot of business owners tend to be older people and not necessarily, the young people or influencers that you see online in today's, world where they're making dance videos or this and that, or making some sort of promo video for companies. So if you look a bit further down on this article, it talks about the top 10 dream businesses that British people would like to own. So number 1 is a bookshop, followed by cafe, fashion boutique, a restaurant, a pub, record store, bakery, market stall, a gym, and a hardware shop. Right, so I mean, what's interesting is bookshop. Obviously, you probably heard of Amazon. I think everybody's pretty much heard of Amazon. It's a global conglomerate with a large monopoly on the online e-commerce kind of space. But that started off in its early days as a kind of like a website for books, where books were being sold and so on. And now look at it, it sells everything under the sun pretty much. And most people around the world are actually using Amazon to buy products, sell products even on some of their programs. And even some marketers use Amazon products as affiliate marketers. Now, things like cafes, restaurants, people want to do as well. Obviously, they might have an interest in cooking, making their food at home, and then maybe trying to get their cultural dishes out there. For example, in the UK, I mean, people ask what's the number 1 dish. People abroad, maybe in America, kind of whatever, they might respond and say a British number 1 dish probably fish and chips, but it's actually chicken tikka masala, which is an Indian dish. So, it's like it's a curry dish, food, basically Indian food. So yeah, so the restaurant trade in the UK is big, particularly different kinds of cuisines. You got Chinese, Indian, English, all different kinds of cuisines, healthy foods, vegan foods, fast foods here. So that is another big industry that people can go into. Coffee shops. I mean, we've had a big client, big coffee shop brand as a client in the past in terms of some of the work that we've done. Uh, we did business with them, hundreds of pounds, actually thousands of pounds. The work that we did with them in regards to employment and those type of things in a previous contract. Then you've got fashion boutiques, so obviously e-commerce. You've got fashion design, you've got clothing, boots, all this kind of stuff. Skirts, dresses, modest fashion, all these kind of different fashion brands and styles right now that are using e-commerce to sell. So I can see why that would be popular. Pubs actually, recent trends in the last kind of decade or so since the government started austerity measures. I think going back about 12 years now, um, a lot of pubs have closed down. Working men's clubs and pubs in communities have closed down, been sold on, turned into real estate, restaurants, apartments, all that kind of stuff. So pub was pretty much dying industry because a lot of people during the recession now as well, they can get cheap beer from the local supermarket and drink at home. There are obviously still pubs around, a lot of them in the cities, bars and stuff like that, clubs. But I think the smaller pubs in the communities, in towns in particular, have closed down in large numbers. I know because where I live, loads of pubs. I remember from a youngster that I used to see around the area just closed down. Some of them being turned into restaurants and real estate and so on. Record store, so I'm guessing people into music. Bakery, so obviously your pasties and your cakes. Market stall, obviously traditional market stall. You find a lot of town cities. People just set up a market stall, so it could be fruit, it could be selling second-hand gear, clothing, games, anything like that. Gym, so yeah, gym is a big business right now. Health and fitness is a multi-billion-dollar industry right now. So personal training, people trying to get into shape. Obviously, New Year's around the corner. New Year's resolutions, people want to lose a few pounds. People want to get health and health and fitness. They want to get healthy. They want to get jacked. They want to build muscle. Lose fat, get into the right kind of body shape. But even as an entrepreneur, so if you're a business person, you're running a side hustle, or just generally, you've got to think about your health as well. I mean, getting into shape is quite important because if you look after your body, that will help you in terms of, when you're actually building a business because you're quite fit and healthy, you'll be able to run it. And then a hardware store selling tools, DIY kind of stuff, I'm guessing would be quite popular as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on this article that we've been reviewing right now today. But you can see that, contrary to, the popular belief, people do want to start businesses, but it's not necessarily what most people think of the young kind of entrepreneur. Although obviously they exist, we are seeing younger people now, teenagers, even 15, 16, before they're becoming adults, are making, hundreds of thousands, millions of pounds on e-commerce, drop shipping, YouTube, social media marketing agencies, Google Ads agencies, buying ads, that kind of stuff. So that is actually happening. But in reality, the most business owners in terms of age-wise and demographics are middle-aged people. If you are now kind of like getting up there in age and you haven't had a chance to set up a side hustle, a business, or moved into entrepreneurship, which is something that you might have been aspiring towards for the last decade or few years, but you just didn't know how to go about it. I mean, look, it's happening. People are doing it. Inflation, recession, cost of living crisis, all this stuff is there. So people are looking to make income, increase their revenue in different ways. So, you should be looking at that and able to see what you could potentially do. Get started, create a side hustle, learn a skill like copywriting. anything like that. And the copywriting is a powerful skill. Yes, we have AI tools now, but right now there's still a few years left before those AI tools are able to really take over. So a skill like copywriting will bag you six figures over a year. If you can get the clients and if you can build up that skill, you put 10,000 hours towards building that, and daily basis just learning new stuff. That'd be great. We do have some resource on copywriting, so it's just a basic introductory course. So you can check the link in the comments and subscribe to that. It's less than a Friday night takeaway in terms of cost, and it will help you get an introduction into the world of copywriting. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Do leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think. You can check us out on our podcast on Anchor and leave a review on Apple Podcast as well. Yeah, and please do subscribe. It does help us build this podcast and the work that we're doing. And yeah, we're out there. We want to help people navigate this difficult time in terms of economical issues now that we're living through. Yeah, so take care. See you soon.